Okay, good morning, everybody. This is the Development Review Committee meeting of May 4th, 2021. We're going to call the meeting to order. My name is Eric Scher. I'm the Community Development Director.
Cody Howing, Deputy City Engineer.
Richard Martinez, Public Works Department.
Gabriel, Assistant Planner.
And Jessica.
Jessica, Deputy Fire Marshal.
Thank you. This is the time set aside in this meeting for public comment. This is the time for comments on items not on the agenda. And so I'm going to just double check to make sure that we do not have any requests for public comment. And I do not see any. So with that, we'll close public comment at this time and move on to the approval of minutes from April 6, 2021 and April 13th, 2021. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries 3-0. And we're up to project A, which is a proposed variance for a front porch at 2318 Fifth Street. And Gabriel, you have your report.
Sure. So today we'll be reviewing case number 2821 variance and 8220 PPR, which is located for 2318 Fifth Street. The applicants Daniel and Kelly Flanders are requesting to construct a covered porch within the front yard setback at 2318 Fifth Street. The proposal includes a precise plan review for the design of the porch, as well as the variance for an encroachment into the required front yard setbacks. The site is located within Lordsburg specific plan zone. So tax assessor's records indicate that the home was created or constructed back in 1890. The home was approximately 902 square feet and was constructed approximately 21 feet away from the property line, which does not meet the current standards of the Lordsburg specific plan, which outline for a 25-foot setback. Front setback. In addition, the property also contains a 525 square foot garage and a permitted 925 square foot guest house to the rear, which can be found on attachment C. So the applicants are requesting a variance due to the deterioration of the existing porch. The porch is currently made up of 2 plywood boxes, which have become noticeably soft and spongy. The applicants also believe that the current state of the porch is hazardous and should be rebuilt. The existing porch also contains the overhang above the door that provides little protection from rainwater runoff, and the applicants believe that the existing porch should be rebuilt wider so that it is proportional with the existing house and is a functional porch. So moving on to the site plan, the applicants are proposing to construct a 96 square foot covered porch, which would encroach an additional 6 feet into the front yard setback. If the proposed variance is approved, the home and covered porch would encroach into the front yard setback a total of 10 feet. The right of way on Fifth Street places the property line 14 feet away from the face of the curb. This would require construction of the porch addition to begin 39 feet from the face of the curb, and would have a proposed front yard setback 29 feet from the curb to the post. When reviewing the application, staff determined that many of the surrounding houses in the neighborhood also are also encroach into the front yard setback. For example, we do have on the staff report can be found a few of the surrounding neighbors, such as 2306 Fifth Street, which is at 25 feet, which is in conformance. But then you look at 2326 Fifth Street, which is 31 feet, and so forth. So the covered porch that's being proposed is going to be designed to enhance the architectural character of the existing house, and as well as to match and be compatible with the remaining of the neighborhood. The new porch will have a low pitched gable style roof, which will span the width of the house, and the covered area of the porch will be 16 feet by 8 feet, which will provide the residents with a functional porch area for them to use. The posts are proposed to have barred and trim details, with the roof being composed of compost shingles that will match the existing house. In addition, there will be a wood railing between the 2 posts as well. Staff recommends that the Development Review Committee forward a recommendation to the Planning Commission to conditionally approve case number 2821 variance. Staff approval of case number 8220 PPR is contingent on approval of case number 2821 variance. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. We're going to bring in the applicant here. There's 2 different accounts.
Hello?
Kelly, mute your YouTube video, please.
I'm sorry?
Mute your YouTube video, please. That's what the echo is.
I'm sorry, there is a huge echoing, and I can't hear you real well. Is it something on my end I'm doing wrong?
Yes, I'm going to, you have a different device that you have connected, so let me try moving you to that one and see if that works better, okay?
Yeah, it's very hard for me to hear you, and when I'm talking, well, right now it's not doing that. Oh, it stopped. Are you able to see me?
We are, thank
Okay,
you.
good. Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard everything, but like I said, it was echoing back, but right now it looks like it's fine.
It's good on our side too, so I'm not gonna touch anything.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so you heard Gabriel's report, I hope, and you were able to read his report?
I haven't seen his report back to us. I know what we typed and sent, and then the original application from our architect, FM Diaz. That's all I have right now. I didn't see Gabriel's report.
The report should have been sent to you on the agenda packet that was sent to you yesterday email.
Oh, I didn't see an attachment. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, the good news is that this is just a recommending body. This does go on to the planning commission,
Right.
which is next week. And
Okay.
so you'll have opportunity to review the conditions of approval that are proposed by Gabriel as part of this project to make sure that you're in agreement to those, because obviously if you have concerns again about those conditions, you need to discuss those with Gabriel directly.
Okay.
So
All right.
you'll have some they're pretty standard conditions, so I don't expect them to cause you any problem, but we definitely want you to review that report and
Sure,
those
sure.
conditions.
Okay.
Okay. Did you have any questions about the process or anything before we get to committee questions of maybe you or staff?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay, yeah, I agree. All right, so do committee members have questions of the applicant or staff?
It says 16 by 8 foot cover, so that's 128 square feet and not 96 square feet.
I have here on plans, so it's indicated as a 96 square foot, but it also shows a 16. So
It might be the measurement of the post versus the overhang of the roof might be the discrepancy. Because we do measure to the posts for lot coverage purposes and the size of the porch, even though the overhang of the roof is bigger. So that might be the discrepancy, but I would like you to confirm that and get a clarification, the difference between the 96 and the 8 by 19 or 16. Thank you.
yeah, I could run that by.
All right.
You're seeing that measurement through the site plan or through the architect, or is it what we put down on the application?
Well, what's pretty much both, what's on the site plan as well as on the application.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll verify that too with the architect.
Yeah, these plans are difficult for us to read, unfortunately, so I would definitely recommend, Gabe, that we figure out a way to have a better image for planning commission. I know the digital versions, you could zoom in probably, but even then it looks like it's pretty poor quality. So if we could get maybe a cleaner version of the plan, so that way it's more readable for planning commission.
Is that our like amateur drawing, or is that from the
No,
architect? That it just
From the architect, yeah.
Okay.
Just, I think it's because it's 8 by 8.5 by 11. I think it's got reduced, maybe too small. So Gabriel could work on fixing that for us on our side.
The gal that quit when I went in with the variance payment, she had all the drawings folded up in a file folder, which I thought was odd because normally those plans are always rolled up, laying all over your counter. And then when Gabriel said they couldn't find the site plan, I was a little, because she had opened it up and showed it to me because she did my little docu check and made sure that I was turning in everything, and asked me at the time, oh, I don't see a site plan. She opened up that big blueprint drawing and said, oh no, we have it, and then it became lost. So now I think that was part of the problem too, is that the architect is sending it via email instead of walking in another set of plans.
And fortunately, I was able to go through the rest of our previous planners' files that were in the dungeon, and I was able to find a copy of those large plans.
Oh, okay.
So I can go ahead and maybe do a scan and hopefully get a better resolution for that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I saw it there and then it became lost, so I was a little amiss of what was going on. Okay.
Cody, questions?
I guess along the lines of the difficulty to read the plans, it seems as though are the materials for the porch going to be like materials to match the house? Is that more or less the intent?
Well, the house being built 1890s, it's very small redwood siding. So we wanted to just step it up a little bit. And yes, the porch boards themselves were going to be the narrow tongue and groove Trex, you know, so that it'll look just like the small redwood siding, but it's going to be something that's going to last a lot longer, being the, you know, tongue and groove Trex or whatever that manufactured type wood is in a gray, instead of being just a solid concrete porch. Because of cost, we wanted to go with the wood look.
Okay.
You know, the rest of the, you know, yeah, the rest of the wood and for aesthetics, I mean, from all the other porches on the same block, it's going to be much smaller. The house is kind of a petite house. We're not covering the whole front of the house with a monster porch. For one thing, for cost, you know, and also just aesthetics. The house is just a tiny little shotgun, you know, bungalow. It isn't a huge craftsman home that, you know, that requires the look of a big craftsman porch. So it's going to be, you know, proportionate to the house.
Thank you.
Jessica, any questions or comments?
No, I don't think I had any questions or comments with this project.
Thank you. Okay, and neither do I. So I'm in favor of your project, Kelly. I think that the proposal's fine. Gabriel will work on clarifying some of these issues and be in contact with you with getting you the report, making sure you have a time to review that prior to planning commission. With that, is there a motion to recommend planning commission approval of the proposed variance?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Aye. All right, so you have our full recommendation and we'll see you on Zoom next Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m.
That's May 12th at 6:30.
Is that the date? Gabe?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and we'll receive a different agenda packet and a different link to attend that.
Okay, but it's going to be exactly like this format, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right, very good.
Thank you, Kelly.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
You're getting stamps. How come they're not required to line it to match the street?
They are.
They are. Hold on one second. Oh, sorry. Just go to yours. Hi, Matt, you're on. If you could unmute yourself and turn your video on.
How you doing, guys?
Good. Matt, I've got other people here. I'm guessing that they're part of your team. Victor Lockett.
Victor Lockett, I think Mike Thomas should be on too.
Yep, I'm gonna bring them all into the meeting.
Okay.
Victor and Mike, and then I've got a conference room, which I'm not sure. Is there somebody else that should be on the call as well?
Possibly Jim Moran.
Okay, that's probably who that is.
In 2020. Now the
Hi, Mike, you should be there. Victor is joining us, and Jim, I think that's you on conference room.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think everybody on your side team is here, Matt, on the call. I do have a conflict of interest on this item, so I'm going to leave the room and turn the meeting over to Cody Helm to the rest of it. And then he'll also join the meeting once the item is complete. So with that, Have a good meeting.
Thanks, Eric.
This item is 4B on the agenda. We'll go ahead and start with Candace's report.
Sure. So the applicant, Matt Wakeman with MW Investment Group, is proposing a 3-story, 17-unit housing development at 2109 White Avenue and 2467 2467 First Street. The project requires approval from the Development Review Committee to ensure consistency with the development standards and goals of the Old Town Laverne specific plan. The site located at 2109 White Avenue is currently vacant with an abandoned garage. It was previously occupied by a single-family home and bungalow, and 2467 First Street is currently occupied by a contractor's office. On February 1st, the City Council approved the relocation of the home and bungalow at 2109 White to 2321 First Street, and the structures were successfully moved on March 31st. These properties were previously zoned for industrial uses within the Arrow Corridor specific plan. The Old Town Laverne specific plan, which was adopted in 2013, rezoned the properties to the medium density residential use. The medium density residential district includes 2 or 3-story row houses, stacked flats, or lofts. The goal of the Old Town Laverne specific plan is to facilitate and encourage development and improvements in the Old Town, while encouraging sustainable development that is compatible with the anticipated Gold Line rail system. The plan outlines development that would offer a variety of housing options for the citizens of Laverne. The specific plan considered the future development of the Laverne Gold Line station in order to create a transit-oriented development in the vicinity close near the station. The site plan, it shows a 24,500 square foot lot in size and is located at the northwest corner of White Avenue and First Street. There are a total of 9 proposed buildings. 3 of the proposed buildings located at the alley will maintain a 2-foot 2-inch setback to the alley, a 3-foot setback from the property line on the White Avenue and First Street sides, and a 3-foot 9-inch setback on the west side, adjacent to the existing industrial properties. The proposed setbacks are consistent with the Old Town Laverne specific plan. The site plan can be seen as an attachment, and we have one hanging up there on the wall for the DRC numbers. The proposed design features pitched asphalt shingle roofs, painted wood framed trellises, stone veneer at the first floor, stucco lap siding, shingle siding at the roof line, and board and batten siding. The colors will be a mixture of blues, browns, grays, and creams. The proposal is for 17 units ranging in size from 1,351 square feet to 1,911 square feet, including 12 3-bedroom units, 4 2-bedroom units, and the 1 4-bedroom unit, which is the one on the corner with all the windows on it. The site plan also includes 2 vehicle entries to the site, one on White Avenue and the other on First, both 20 feet wide. Both vehicle entrances will feature decorative pavers or concrete for condition number 8. And units 1 through 5 are oriented towards First Street with the garages facing the rear. The remaining 12 units are oriented towards a main pedestrian walkway along the decorative landscaping with the garages facing the alley and main drive. The landscape plan will be reviewed and approved by the city's landscape architect prior to building permit issuance. The Old Town Laverne specific plan requires that at least 15% of all residential developments in Old Town are devoted as affordable. Of this percentage, 40% must be occupied by families of very low income. For the proposed development, 3 affordable units are required, one of which must be very low income. The other 2 units will be for moderate income. An affordable housing agreement will be drafted to the satisfaction of the city attorney and require city council approval prior to issuance of any building permits, as stated in condition number 34. The Old Town Laverne specific plan permits 2-story structures in this zone at a maximum height of 24 feet for a building with a flat roof and 32 feet if the building has a pitched roof. The building height is proposed at 32 feet tall, which is consistent with the development standards of the specific plan. The homes will be 3 stories high with a pitched roof, but will remain under the max of 32 feet per the Old Town Laverne specific plan. The applicant is meeting the affordable housing requirements under the specific plan by providing 2 moderate homes and 1 very low income home. Under the density bonus law, a developer that provides affordable housing that meets the requirements of the statute is entitled to concessions and or incentives. The number of concessions or incentives a developer is entitled to is based upon the amount of affordable housing that is provided. In this case, the applicant is entitled to 1 concession based on providing the 5% very low income housing requirement. The city is required to grant the proposed concession because the applicant has indicated that a 3rd story would allow him the ability to maximize the limited property space, which would make the market rate units worth more, thereby making it possible to build the affordable units. Therefore, a specific plan amendment is not required and a 3rd story within the required maximum height is permitted outright. The additional story qualifies as a concession or incentive under the density bonus provisions, and there is no need for an amendment to the specific plan. The Old Town Laverne specific plan also states that 1 parking space is required for each bedroom. This ratio would require a total of 48 parking spaces. However, when a developer provides affordable housing, the parking ratios are reduced if the request is made. The government code limits the parking that can be imposed on an affordable housing development that meets the requirements of 1.5 spaces per unit for 2 to 3 bedroom units and 2.5 spaces for 4 or more bedroom units. Based on this, the development can only be required to provide a total of 27 parking spaces. The applicant is proposing a total of 17 enclosed 2-car garages, as well as 2 additional guest parking spaces. Therefore, a total of 36 parking spaces will be provided with the project, which is 9 more spaces than what is required under the density bonus law. With this project, there is also a proposed parcel merger to merge the 5 lots that can be seen in attachment C. All of the mentioned lots are directly adjacent to one another, all have the same owner, and will total 24,500 square feet if the parcel merger is approved by the DRC. The merger would be consistent with the goals of the Old Town Laverne specific plan zoning. The surrounding neighborhood is currently single-family homes to the north and east and industrial commercial properties to the south and west. First Street and F Street to White Avenue have all been rezoned by the newly adopted Old Town Laverne specific plan to medium density residential. And this is only the 2nd project that has been proposed that's consistent with the newly adopted specific plan. The commercial and industrial uses in this area are currently recognized as legal non-conforming and will be redeveloped in the future to be consistent with the medium density residential zoning. Therefore, at this time, it may appear as if the development is not in compatibility with the surrounding uses. Although this is the only 2nd project of this type, it will one day be compatible with the surrounding uses, we hope. As far as the environmental review goes and being in compliance with CEQA, in 2012, the City of Laverne certified an EIR, an environmental impact report for the Old Town Laverne specific plan. And the Old Town Laverne specific plan contemplated the construction of multiple residential units. The project is within the allowed density for the area. The units meet the development and design standards, and the number of units do not exceed the number of units that were contemplated under the specific plan. No subsequent review is required under CEQA guidelines, and the final EIR is on the city's website for anyone's review. The project is also exempt from CEQA as it is a residential project pursuant to a specific plan. And no events have occurred which would rise to the need to prepare a subsequent environmental review. With that, staff recommends that the DRC conditionally approve case numbers 108-20 PPR and 110-20 PM based on the proposed draft conditional approval letter.
Thank you, Candace. Matt, at this point, is there anything else you'd like to add? Any other questions or topics you want to discuss on this project?
No, I have nothing to add at this point. I just want to add that Victor Lockett and Mike Thomas are on the call, the civil and the architect, and also Jim Moran, who's going to be the builder of the project. So we're happy to answer any questions. Appreciate staff's work on this project, and we're ready to get going.
Thank you, Matt. Is there any questions of the committee at this point, or should we go to public comment?
I just have one question. There's only 2 guest parking.
Yes,
Does one of them require to be ADA?
no,
There's no ADA requirement on.
no, we've researched that to some exhaustion, no.
And obviously on White Avenue, there won't be parking in the street.
I believe there's no on-street parking on White, but
That's
there is on
Right,
First.
Okay. A whole lot of parking, I guess.
There is no-
Is there any public comment?
Not that I'm
Okay.
aware of.
All right, I do have, well, I've reviewed this plan to some depth, so I don't have a whole lot of questions. One thing I do want to add to the list of conditions is that we need to amend those by adding a condition that the applicant shall dedicate the right-of-way as shown on the plan for White Avenue. Basically, it's a 10-foot strip on the east extent of the future single parcel prior to occupancy being issued, just so we can take care of that. So that's the one thing that I have. Jessica, is there anything else, any other questions or anything that you wanted to add to this?
I have all my comments given to Candace, I believe. There's just some questions for me, like, is this a gate or bollards? Because it references both and the project. And then we need Knox boxes, but just little stuff for me at this point.
So did you have a chance to take a look at the conditions of approval that were written up? I tried to include everything that I had gotten from you. I know that 17 and 16 were about the gates and requiring that the fire department reviews and approves the switches or Knox box or whatever it is. So that's-
Yeah, it'll look good to me, so
Okay,
I don't have any further questions. Like I said, at this point, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right, with that, I'll go ahead and motion to conditionally approve case number 108-20 PPR and 110-20 PM based on the proposed draft conditional approval letter as amended by adding that condition for the dedication of the right of way off of White prior to issuance of occupancy. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. All right, well, thank you, everybody. That concludes the meeting. We will adjourn this meeting to the next regular scheduled meeting for June 1st at 9 AM. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.